And will Splyce just finally be able to turn their S&D game around? Because like they've had close games in that game mode so far, but if they just lose to like Epsilon as well, then like you're beyond awful at that point. So it's absolutely must win for both teams at this point.
And we did see Epsilon actually play Forest hardpoint game 1 yesterday. It slips in my mind who they played. It might have been EG. And you know, it started even. I've said this about Epsilon's hardpoint time and time again. They go to around that 100 mark, and then they lose it on the kind of third rotation. But coming up against Splyce, it's a team they may have played a little bit more, obviously from the same region here. Splyce do kick it off with 8 points. However, Epsilon fully in control of the cave with 25 seconds left here. Splyce looking to break on it.
And something both teams actually did very, very well on this hill is just their utilization of smoke. Smoking off that bunker head glitch, smoking off the entire wood wall. That means no man's land is completely open. You don't have to worry about just getting destroyed off of head glitches. You can just run straight through it, and both teams using it to near perfection, of course. When you talk about things going well, you got to talk about the rotation. Josh is able to pick up 4 in the transition, and that is going to give Splyce that early control over on Ruins. Okay, well, this is a game which, no discredit to Epsilon, but facts are facts. This is a game where Splyce were looking forward to in their second week. They were thinking, you know, that at least that's a win we've got ahead of us. So it's one of them that, you know, they're very confident about. But going into this, they cannot take Epsilon too lightly. They've not been having the best of games themselves. And as we kick things off over towards Ruins, this is where Epsilon were actually really good against EG, and they managed to hold some time down. But at the moment, uncontested, no one collecting any points, as we see Reedy on one side, Dave on the other. And there we have it. 3 go down. Epsilon will gather some points. Yeah, it was an interesting trade there for Epsilon, essentially. They made sure they didn't, like, sit inside the hill just expecting to die. So they did trade away maybe 5 or 10 points they could have gotten, but they did it to make sure that they kept control the entire time. They didn't throw away their lives. So I think that's a pretty fair trade because they are going to get the scrap as well. And they go into the hill down a little bit. Splyce technically won the early rotation, but Epsilon still comes out on top. So very nice second hill for them. But, of course, the rotation is going to be important as well. And you see, Vortex, he's got airborne, which means you have a smoke at your disposal. And again, they are consistently smoking off that bunker head glitch, and that gives them a bit of an opening, but you can see playing it incredibly slow nonetheless, but they got the spawn out back because they took the time to rotate back through Bell. So Epsilon, they're playing things pretty well so far. Yeah, that was a beautiful break there. The kill onto Jerd and the kill onto the back player for Splyce here really did flip the spawns. And fortunately for Epsilon, they're going to get on in. It's questionable now. How does Splyce bounce back, and how do they try and retake the bunker? There's still 30 seconds. It looks like Bance is walking straight through the middle here, but at the moment, we're going to see a player jump off the hard point as it goes into limbo. 2 players go down for Epsilon, and now Splyce, they will regain control. And we're going to see here the last 15 seconds maybe go in favor of Splyce. Yeah, a bit of a bad hold. I mean, again, just if Bance isn't able to come through, if Reedy watches that cut a little bit sooner, I think the timing might have just been a little bit off. Maybe a bit more time on board, but either way, that's another situation where Epsilon loses the rotation battle, but they pull out actually a pretty nice, not pocket strategy, but they do something well to make sure to gain control. Of course, that time it was the smokes. Now moving over to East Road, well, we see Josh is going to be doing it. The important thing is, can you get the streaks? Can you juggle the hill? Can you go for the flanks? And Dave's actually going to be aware of it, and there you go. Takes him down before he can get fully streaked out. So huge kill coming on board, but still that glide bomb was earned. Yeah, glide bomb, not too much of a worry there for Epsilon. Not like a tier 3 streak where you have to change over potentially to mountain, but very well controlled for Epsilon. And speaking to those guys, they felt like it was almost damage control constantly on hardpoint. Dave's putting up big numbers, 14 and 7 as it currently stands right now. 12 seconds to his name, but here on East Road, no one really getting any points. We're heading to the cave. That first rotation almost done, and it's a very low-scoring game chance. Absolutely, and I'm going to be a little bit curious if more smokes come out in the same situation, because Splyce, they don't need the smokes. They actually just have the entire Epsilon team kind of trapped in this like rock cabin area, and it looks like they're doing a decent job. You see they're falling one by one. Vortex doesn't even know what direction to look, and he's just going to get picked off, but now Splyce can't get in the hill either because the split spawn comes in. So we're on the cave hill. No one's inside. Finally, Vortex makes the move, and you see how far away Splyce actually is. They're not winning any gunfights right now. Jerd's the farthest one pushed up, but it might be tough for him just to get across. Yeah, they got ARs on the lanes just kind of watching down, and there's no smokes coming in. So Reedy, he's going to be in full control. He has entire clearance, and no one's going to be able to get past for at least another 5-10 seconds. Yep, and this is a beautiful hold for Epsilon. They take the lead, 30 points. And now Reedy pulling out that sub ult. That's a team shot. It couldn't have gone any worse. And that's an example of pretty poor teamwork, I guess is the only thing to phrase it. But either way, Epsilon, they still find themselves with a 30-point lead. They're trying to go for the rotation as well, but every single player is here 10, 15 seconds in advance. No one cares about that scrap time. And just like that, we got a clean 4 down. Epsilon, they are searching for their first hard point win. I think since actually since Pro League. They didn't get a single one in Seattle. They haven't gotten a single one so far. This would literally be their first hardpoint win since the last stage of Pro League.
Well, Reedy's going to be taken out by the glide bomb. Dave still putting up big numbers, 21 and 13 here. Dave does finally go down, and we're going to see Josh turn up here at 18 and 16. But nevertheless, this is good for Epsilon. The time is ticking, and they're still in control. Josh trying to jiggle Pete will go down. It's going to be a bit of a 1v1 now at the top between Dave and Jerd, should I say? Well, Jerd, he's going to come out the lesser here as Reedy picks up that kill.
This is a pretty solid spot here for Epsilon, but at the same time, again, we talked about it last time on Ruins, they're not really focused on control, or excuse me, they're focused more on control than actually being inside the hard point. The player's just ignoring the hill almost entirely. They get the full wipe, and Vortex, you can see he's not going to flank, because if he flanks, they don't spawn back bridge anymore. He wants them to spawn back bridge so he can start spawn killing, and at the very least, he's just going to be slowing down. He just buys his team an extra 5-10 seconds before they have to take any gunfights, and surprisingly so, Hockey's going to back up, and, well, actually, that's just going to allow Splyce to run straight towards the hill. I would have much preferred him to stay on the head glitch and try and keep Splyce pinned back, because even if he dies at the front of the hill, he would have spawned right at the back. So, again, maybe a small wasted opportunity, but they still get the kill, so it doesn't matter. They still have that 60-point lead.
Well, Epsilon, they're taking a commanded lead now in this hard point, and yes, you heard me right there. 133 plays 69. Splyce looking like they're on the back foot here, and most certainly so. Dave rocking the AR now, 28 and 14, 6-kill streak for him, working towards that glide bomb and more. He'll be fancying himself to pick it up as well. I think he's just spotted another, but no, not good enough. Josh will take him down for that one. The question is now, how is Splyce going to get back into this? This is nearly a 100-point lead chance.
Well, I mean, they have a glide bomb, I think, still to work with. But
I think they used it.
They used that already, too, so you got to turn it up. You literally just have to get more kills. Mad Cat, who's been like the solid guy, the foundational player for this Splyce roster, 12 and 16. He's not putting up the numbers. Jerd's negative, and then Bance is barely positive, and he's the only one, but they literally do just need more kills. It seems almost like Epsilon is playing kind of team deathmatch at times. Like on the Ruins Hill, they're not getting a huge amount of time. They're just getting all of the kills, so Splyce, they got to pick it up in the slaying category.
This is a really good hold, though, for Splyce. They've held the first 20 seconds now, and they're holding Epsilon back. They're funneling in one by one. The hard point is now uncontested. And we are seeing Splyce still continue. Bance on a 4, Mad Cat on a 2. Can they continue that? No, though. We're going to see Jerd, Bance, and Josh all fall. And once again, it's Dave heating up, 31 kills to his name. A fantastic hard point so far as Mad Cat strips Reedy off that hill.
And now you see the smokes coming in, but it looks like they're not going to be placed well enough for Vortex to just sneak through. He does get caught up by Mad Cat, and again, the smokes I like to see, but you got to make sure that they are on point. But either way, I mean, this is 2 full sets of rotations we've had in Epsilon have an 80-point lead. The question at this point is, can they hold it? They actually have a pretty nice pinch potentially in the making, but Splyce does have control, so it comes down to those gunfights once again. Hockey's up top. He's going to take down Josh. Now the opening's here. Now the pinch can completely come in from every single angle. They're forcing Splyce to spawn out. This is a great spot, but again, the gunfights have to go down, and Jerd, he's trying to be that foundational rock for his team.
Mad Cat gets taken off streaks, 1 away once again, so again, really unfortunate here. Jerd's going to be so weak. You'd expect a challenge coming in from Dave potentially, but no. Almost hesitation from both squads. 2 players go down for Epsilon. Epsilon have a 75-point lead, but it is starting to dwindle away. There's 23 seconds left, and we are seeing streaks potentially coming in for the likes of Jerd.
And they're just giving it up for free. Yeah, they barely even made an attempt. They kind of turtle up over in the cabin area. Didn't make a move towards the hill, and that's a huge chunk of time. Again, they were down by 80 points going into this hill, and now they're only going to be down by about 40, which is still a pretty huge number. So Epsilon, the question is now, do they stay control Ruins once again? Do they get a lot of time, or can Splyce finally break through? But so far, so good. Jerd is the last one near the hill for Splyce. He's able to find one, but again, all the time, Hockey with an AR in the power position. He's going to be tough to deal with. Jerd's going to flank, but he's going to get caught out because the spawns come in back bridge.
Jerd dies 1 off streaks. Mad Cat dies 1 off streaks. I think that's the 3rd player for Splyce now, time and time again. But 40 seconds left on Ruins. Splyce cannot give this up. They can't rotate early. Mad Cat's going to be deleted. 3 players pushing through the middle. Epsilon are taking this one home here. If they continue with this performance, it's been a good one to say the least, but 200 now and counting.
Trying to rack it up again. This is the point where they're just playing for control. And again, it's been working out pretty well for them. You see Splyce, they're trying to push for this time because at this point, Splyce has to. Like, they can't afford to give up any more time. Bance is trying to do some damage, but Reedy, at the very least, he just needs to stay alive. And this is a gunfight for Bance that's almost impossible to win. And Reedy lets him know right there. And that might even be a bit of a momentum builder. You hear Reedy getting hyped on the main stage with Splyce. The best opportunity they've had all game. They're in control of the bunker hill. They have a player push out to cabin. They have Jerd watching mid-map. They need this full 60, Momo.
They really, really do. Let's keep your eyes on the mini-map, though, because Splyce have got full control. I'm trying to think exactly the possibilities here of the push, and the two players pushing Bell makes Bance spawn right out. These kills are crucial. If Splyce make them, Bance can come on from the back, but Mad Cat goes big in the middle. Vortex in the hill as well. Mad Cat continues there. He's going to find a third. Really, really important. And Mad Cat, I feel, has kept them in this game here by getting those 3 kills. And again, Splyce will retake that control. There's 25 seconds left. Josh is already thinking about East Road. Caught out by Reedy.
Either way, though, they're still getting the time on this hill, and Epsilon, they're going for that final push. There's only 15 seconds left, but Epsilon wanted to at least contest a bit of it, but that's not going to be the case. So again, they needed a full 60. They got relatively close to it, down by 50 points. It's still a doable situation. The comeback is for Splyce, but East Road's going to be complicated, and again, it's almost like, again, Epsilon playing like team deathmatch. They're playing for such a huge amount of control. They had Dave posted up on the second hard point just so he can watch mid-map, so Splyce can't cross over to East Road. Now Jerd's able to sneak by, but he's got to win gunfights inside the hill. He picks up one, but the next player, he's just going to fall. And Epsilon are in a fabulous spot right now to win their first hardpoint game.
They really are. They need to get them off that hardpoint. That's the key, and Mad Cat's going to take him off. Now he's got Reedy in his sights. He's gone. Splyce, they need control. They're pushing forward, but they're running straight into a lot of trouble. Number 1, Bance on the flank, a key player. Jerd from the back as well. Stun's going out. It's almost desperation time for Splyce. Josh finally falling, and again, no one on the hard point. You've got to keep your eyes out on the time, though, at the middle there. It's 25 seconds chance.
And Dave broke himself to 40 kills, and he's looking for more. Wins the gunfight up front. You expect nothing less. Now he's coming on the flank, and he gets cleaned up, but at very least he's distracting. Now Reedy can go inside the hill, but kills getting traded back and forth as you expect on East Road. Now you got cabin control. You got players for Epsilon working over towards bunker. They can't win it here, but they can win it on this next hill. And Jerd, he's going to be weak inside the hill, and that at least should be the opening for Epsilon to potentially make a move. But again, they're playing so calm, so controlled. They're not overcommitting to anything, and Dave has just been a monster.
Yeah, he really has. He's 42 and 29. Talk about a clutch play. Hawkey now jumping on in the hard point. That could be very well the end of the game. Epsilon 14 points away. Splyce looking to break on in. It needs to be now. It needs to happen. Reedy's got the perfect lock over. He's going to find one. The 2 go down, and now 3 fall for Splyce. It's all on Mad Cat with 5 seconds left. Mad Cat as he makes a double. He's going to be taken down. And Epsilon, they're going to jump on that hard point. And again, with 2 seconds left to go, Epsilon are going to take the first hard point. And Reedy, he's getting loud on the main stage.
And there it is, their first hardpoint win we have seen from them in months. And it comes at the hand of their European foe. And again, it cannot be understated how important this match is for Splyce. Just because if they want any hope of top 4, they have to get the win.
Correct.
And frankly, anything less than a 3-0 could be dire because we have 2 teams that are tied in second place right now. And then the teams below that, just 1 series behind, is a 3-way tie. The competition is insanely close. To even drop a map is poor. But now we go into a search and destroy where Splyce is 0-5 on the map. Again, this series, Epsilon, not easily could take it, but very well could.
And you've got to imagine as well the confidence flowing through that Epsilon camp right now, going into a game mode where Splyce is 1-8. They've just won their first respawn. They've won their first map 1, so they're starting a series on a bit of a an upper, if you like. And going into this next search and destroy, it's Valkyrie, which Splyce are 0-5 on. Everything stat-wise, it is oddly looking at Epsilon now. However, their S&D's not been great. Like you said at the very start of the series, chance is 7th, plays 8th. It's our bottom 2 teams here in Division A. And yes, I want to talk about the confidence of, Epsilon walking into this second map, but what's it like in Splyce's camp? They've just lost almost embarrassingly, I want to say, to a team who haven't picked up a hardpoint win in months.
I mean, it's just completely deflating. Like, the expectation is you come in, especially in your hard point, the game where you've actually been pretty solid on, that you should just wipe the floor with them. And then they just got bullied that entire game. Dave finished, I mean, he broke 40 kills when there was 2 hills left in the game. He had to finish somewhere around 44, 45. Like, he put on a masterclass, but Epsilon genuinely just played that entire game very, very well. Again, that Ruins Hill, they were cautious, maybe threw away a little bit of time, but it was to keep complete control. Like, again, they made sure to prioritize kills. They didn't overcommit to too much, and there were still things that could have been done a little bit better. But ultimately, that's the best they've looked. I mean, how many times do we see, like, actual smokes coming out just to block off a lane? That way they can sneak through no man's on the cave hill, or even using the same thing for East Road. Like, it's little things, but if the little things are going right, they add up. And again, a 43-point game in the end, the little things matter.
Most certainly do. Chance and Search and Destroy coming up next. This is going to be where we really kind of turn things up a notch, because we talk about Splyce and their Search and Destroy woes, if you like, and how poor they've been performing. They have lost round 11, I believe, twice, maybe 3 times. They've lost game 5 twice, and it's why they find themselves in this position. But I do think when you're playing some COD, that confidence comes through. And just to point out, Dave, he went 44 and 30 on the last hard point. So a real star there for his squad.
I mean, had himself a very nice game, but, like, it kind of snuck through. Like, I didn't even realize Dave had 40 kills up until, like, near the very end. And that's just because of how well Epsilon was playing as a team. Team effort, team performance, they did pretty well, but they got to keep it going. It's not good enough to win 1 map, because they've had 2 series now where they've won a single map. Obviously, that's nowhere near good enough. They got to start getting series wins on board, and it's not mathematically impossible for them to get top 4, but even if that's just, like, out of the question, they need some sort of confidence going into Anaheim, to go into champs. Like, they just need something to get them going. So I think that every series is going to be important for Epsilon as well, for slightly different reasons, but here we go, man. That Valkyrie S&D Splyce, they're trying to clean up their past mistakes. They got to be experienced by now, because anything that could go wrong has gone wrong for them, including, again, giving up a hard point to Epsilon. First time in months.
It's funny, on the way, the journey to the studio, as you very kindly drove, Chance, we were talking, we were thinking Splyce Epsilon, and we looked, you know, and we said, don't feel like this is going to be a 3-0. You know, we maybe thought it was the Search and Destroy where Splyce may slip up. The crazy thing is, if, say, Epsilon do take map number 2, you know, is that just deflating Splyce so much that they can't fight back? I remember Epsilon, obviously, against Red Reserve, day 1, you know, they were the one to steal a CT. They stole the CTF. It was on Flak Tower. Now, I think in this map pool, we've got an Ardent Forest CTF, but look at it. Epsilon is smiling. They're happy. So they should be.
I mean, it's the first time they've experienced
hey, guys,
winning
it's feeling good. We're up.
Maybe they want to do it more now. They get a taste of what it's like and try to keep it going. But no, I think... So, I mean, the story for Splyce coming in, at least from my own point of view, I was very critical of the team change that they made. I think Tommy is one of the better players in Europe, and I think dropping him for a lot of people would be considered a mistake, and I think that holds true even for Josh, even if Josh himself is a good player. But there was quite a while, up until literally 10 minutes ago, where we were like, well, at least their respawns are good if they fix the S&D. Even if they just win like half of their S&Ds, they would be in a much better spot. You said they've lost like 2 game 5s, so they started out 1-3 instead of 3-1. But now we're coming to a point where, again, if they start dropping maps to Epsilon, we'll like maybe like, hold on. Splyce really just deserved to be in that like 7th spot. Like maybe that's just where they belong. Is that true? I don't know. Obviously, we're 1 map in, maybe a slow start to the day. Splyce could turn around, win 3 maps in a row, and then we just give
we wouldn't be surprised, really.
Right. So again, just something to keep in the back of your mind, the narratives that are working here for both teams.
Absolutely. Splyce will be feeling that one going into the Search and Destroy, and I feel like the pressure's just been put on them a little bit more now. You know, go up 1-0 and win the hard point, and you go into the Search and Destroy feeling completely different. Now they're going into it kind of feeling, you know, we've got to win this map, boys. We can't go 0-2 down against Epsilon. And, you know, no disrespect to Epsilon, but it would be an embarrassing loss. No one in this league wants to lose to Epsilon. Everyone is finding the day when they play Epsilon, we've got to win. We've got to win. Because they feel that they are a step or 2 ahead of that team, and that's just the way it is. You're always going to have your favorites. You're always going to have your underdogs. But who doesn't love a good underdog story? Let's kick it off, though, on the attack here. It's going to be Splyce, as Bance is going to be the bomb carrier. They favored A heavily yesterday, and the day before, and the week before. It doesn't look any different today.
Well, Epsilon knows what's up. He said they favored A. Epsilon just triple stacks it. But now the question is, can you trade the gunfights? And that's exactly what happens. All of a sudden, Mad Cat is left alive by himself in a 1v3. He doesn't have bomb. He's got at least Reedy watching this door. He's going to get spotted. And Reedy, ego challenges, but wins the gunfight, so it doesn't matter. And that is just continuing the destruction Epsilon has laid upon Splyce so far, as convincing of a round as it gets.
Yeah, and I think that is that confidence coming through. The way Reedy challenges the end, I feel Mad Cat probably turned around and went, where did all my teammates go? 3 players just drop instantly. They only trade out on 1. Round 1 done. Let's head to round 2. Let's not forget how Splyce ended yesterday on Search and Destroy versus FaZe. 6-0.
Ooh. So they haven't won a round in quite some time, especially since the S&D before that. They had to have at least lost the last round, so it's been a while. We'll see if they can get back on board again. 1-8 in S&D overall, 0-5 on this map, but they're going to be searching for at least their first win here. And same thing for Epsilon again. I guess they haven't won an S&D either. So someone's going to find some victory here, and it looks like kills getting traded out once again in the A site, but it's heavy prioritization for Epsilon. They're just at least like triple stacking the A room, and now they're just pushing straight through. Josh is aware of it, but you got to connect with more than 2 bullets. Vortex just wins that gunfight. And now we have another 3v2. Good situation here for Epsilon. Vance is by himself in the room. He's going to walk past one player, but the second's going to be right behind for the perfectly set up trade, essentially. And once again, Mad Cat absolutely nowhere near the action by himself in a 1v3.
Yeah, and the bomb's going to go down. The time will start ticking. And I feel like this, again, is just another round in favor of Epsilon. They started strong. Again, the trade didn't go down from in the doorway for that 3rd kill, but nevertheless, Splyce, they look flat. They look empty. Something isn't right here. 2-0 Epsilon.
And you mentioned, like, right before that first round started of Splyce, they put a lot of players over into A, and that's where they like to take control. But Epsilon 2 rounds in a row now have sent at least 3 players there to kind of overpower them. And we have seen it quite a bit, not just from this game, but overall, where Mad Cat is constantly the last one alive, where he hasn't really provided anything to his team other watching a lane where no one shows up, and then he's got to just be in some clutch situation. It's been 2 1v3s so far, and it's been 1v2s quite a few times in the past. An adjustment for Splyce, well, it's obvious to say since they're 0-5, but an adjustment needs to be made.
Yeah, and I think as well, Epsilon know how Splyce play. They know as well as we do. We've been watching here. They like to target A, and Epsilon are countering that. They're chucking 2 plays in A, minimum every single round. Number 8, Reedy, he's kind of backing off. He's always kind of jiggle peeking those corners, ready to jump on into A if they need to. But look at this, B completely open, interesting. Epsilon just seem to have the Splyce strategy book.
Well, Hockey is vaguely watching the B cross, but of course the players just could push through the entire bottom side bunker. But at the same time, Splyce isn't doing it. We've seen him go to A dozens of times so far in the Pro League, and they're going to be, at least it looks like they're attempting it once again. Reedy's watching them full flank. Josh is just going to walk right in front of him. The time actually is about as poor as it gets for Reedy. He looks away, Josh sneaks on through, and Josh is actually able to get 2 because of that. Now Reedy's stuck down, but Hockey's got the pinch going. Vance is going to get the bomb plant. So 2 players for Splyce inside the A room, but the pinch is here. You got a player on either side of the map for Epsilon. Josh is just going to get caught out. He just tries to leave, and Reedy's just waiting for him. 1v2 now for Bance.
Yeah, if Bance picks up the first here, he could be in a very good position. It sounds like Reedy's heard him, though, and Bance will get the kill, and he will survive, because we do see Hawkey a little bit further away, and he's not got... Oh, he has got Inconspicuous on. Not going to be enough. Bance comes up, 1v2. Round 1 for Splyce. That was... I was going to say much needed, but it's more than that. They go 3-0 down in a search and destroy when they just lost the hard point. Their heads start to dip. Their confidence goes out the window.
And
but
frankly,
now, just one round down.
I think that's a round that Epsilon should have won as well. Like, again, Reedy's just watching a lane, then he turns to watch something where I don't even think there's the potential for anyone for Splyce to be there because his teammates had that lane covered. Gives it up for just a moment. That's exactly when Josh walks through, and Josh gets the first 2 kills. So, again, Splyce will take whatever bit of luck they can get at this point, see if they can let it ride. You got Jerd playing, again, pretty passively, I guess you could say, but maybe Splyce wants to go for the retake as Epsilon has bullied them out just a little bit inside that A room. This
is different, by the way, on Splyce's defense. Mad Cat's usually watching that A cross. This time they've sent Jerd and Josh. No one in A, and it's different. So it should be, because what they're doing at the moment isn't working. Bant does like to go up against that wall and just kind of shoulder peek either side. Josh is getting a little bit aggressive now. One thing I would hate to see is Josh get a little bit too aggressive and throw away first blood. And there it is.
Well, someone has to make the mistake, and I guess on defense you might as well push past and not even wait for the bomb to get down and just die. No reason not to, I suppose, unless you're trying to win. But now Epsilon, they have the man advantage. They just have to make sure to trade out the kills from here on out. And you can see they're taking their time with it, playing pretty slow. Mad Cat's actually going to find Reedy and Hockey. And Epsilon of Vol, Dave's going to find one to make it a 2v2. Jared's going to get beamed by Vortex. Bance is going to get killed by Dave. Sloppy round, I think, from just everyone involved. But a 1v1 is where we find ourselves with just 8 seconds on the clock.
Yeah, I think the biggest mistake, I don't think... Does he have time to plan it? I think he does. Let's just let it go down. As Bance will now recognize the bomb being placed down. I think the sloppy thing for me on that one is Josh's push. And I think if he watches this back, he'll realize that it was a bit unnecessary. But for him... He opted to go for this one. Now you've got Bance with an STG against Vortex. It would technically have been a back-to-back 1v2 clutch. He's seen him. He's spotted him. Now with 20 seconds left. How do you play this one? He's gone on the outside as well. Bance is nowhere near it. The time's ticking. And just like that, simply Vortex running around. He's going to close out the round.
Yeah, Vortex played him in that spot. Of course, Bance does get the information. He does spot him, but at the same time, Bance knows he's been spotted. And if you got a player that's 5 feet away from being able to check the bomb from inside to come around the back, Bance essentially has to go and get that kill, and he just took a little bit too long to try and hunt him down. It sucks because if you're in a spot where you have to sprint at the opposition and pray that you can win a gunfight with an AR against an SMG, it's a bad spot to begin with, and Vortex did the smart thing. I don't need to check the bomb. I know he's not going to hop it because he's going to be too scared, wrap all the way around, and played to perfection from Vortex, and the best part of that round was definitely that 1v1.
And Bance obviously was on a 4-kill streak as well. He doesn't just want to throw that away. A bomb plant and a kill will give him a glide bomb. But it's ironic because Splyce have gone 3-0, 3-1 up on this map every single time. Not today. Stun checked. And again, this is very, very different from Epsilon. They've just completely given up at the A site. The bomb's going to go down. I actually really don't like this play from Epsilon, but we'll see if it pans out for them. That's going to be a grenade. And it won't connect, but it'll hold them at bay for now. Bance with the plant does get the glide bomb. And now he's relying on Jerd to have his back. He's relying to Josh to have his cut. Josh will have his cut. And Jerd does have his back. This is a good round for Splyce here, but Mad Cat's going to go down. Josh falls as well. Bance, an additional kill will go down. That would have been the artillery barrage. But a 1v2 now for Jerd. And he's very loud. He's got that armored energetic on. He's going to be spotted. He's going to be heard. And Epsilon, how they kind of came out of that round, I need to watch that back, I'm not going to lie.
Players, it seems like they're taking gunfights they just don't need to. Like, I think it was Mad Cat that was in the bunker, and he's keeping players at bay, but he tries to cross back, but you're behind cover, and they have to go to defuse the bomb, so time on's your side. So, like, if anything, force them to at least just push you and take the extra 2 or 3 seconds out of their day to get that kill, because, again, every second is going to matter.
Oh, yeah.
And then he just leaves and just dies, and then, like, they just give up control, and I think it comes down to maybe taking gunfights in search. They don't need to, but obviously there's a lot that's going to be at work.
I agree. I think it's just unnecessary gunfights sometimes. Let's keep a beady eye on those players and see if anyone makes those unnecessary gunfights. Right now, you got Mad Cat locking down that back bunker. Bance is locking down the push through mid. We've got 2 players over towards A. The only real place they can sneak through is maybe coming behind Jerd or round the back onto Josh. But no matter what, Epsilon, they need to almost make the first move, and I fear again, that's the same as Josh. Why is that happening? Why is that peak going down?
I have no idea. That's just dumb. Vortex Dave, he's going to find a kill, and now Bance is going to find himself in a 1v3. He has a glide bomb. Good luck with that. And Dave might be able to just get good timing and shoot him in the back. It looks like that's not going to be the case, but Bance's prayers that he's able to find one. Vortex is going to spot him, but let's talk about Jerd in that situation. Anytime you're on defense and search and destroy, you either need to kill everyone on the other team or just like force them, like, or just get the defuse. Like, those are your two options. Jerd by himself pushes out into his opposition when they knew that clearly Epsilon wasn't at A. They had complete B control as well. So Epsilon's only option is to be somewhere in their spawn, and literally 3 guns are staring at where Jerd is.
Yeah.
If you have control of a site, there's 0 reason to do anything. Like, sometimes it's cool to make a play. Some of the best players in Search, like Zuma, just sprint out wildly on offense or defense because they're amazing like that and they can make it happen. But Jerd just walks into 3 people for 0 reason. It's just bad.
And honestly, it baffles me because that's not Jerd.
It's just anti-search and destroy as well. Like, that's just fundamentally bad.
Very, very questionable here. Oh, he could have got lucky there onto the player in B, but right now, Hawkey should get good timing. He should at least pick up 1. May pick up the second. No, not got it. Vance cuts him down. Splyce full control of B. Smoke's gonna hit. And now Reedy looking for the plays. Will find 1. Gonna get out of there, but he's not gonna get away with his life. 3 versus 2 now. For once in this game, it favors Splyce.
Bomb's going to go down. Vortex should know where both players are, but he's actually scared about the flank. So you got 2 players for Splyce that are inside the bunker. They're each watching their own backs, and you got a player on bomb. And honestly, that player on bomb is nearly impossible to take down, especially Jerd, the Jiggle Peak King. So the retake's not going to be easy in the slightest, and the time is not on their side. They got to go, and they got to go quickly, and they waited too long. Dave gets caught out from the side, and Jerd is just going to Jiggle Peak his heart away. And that's a good round from Splyce. And I will say, we talk about overcommitting to gunfights. I think Vortex, probably should just finish the first kill on his own, but maybe not a huge reason for him to peek. I think he might have heard the player coming, but he's in a good spot. They don't know he's there. He's got teammates behind him. Just hang out. Just wait for them to cross in front of you and take the easier gunfight instead of wide peeking and take away any cover that you had. But again, maybe just a small thing in the end because Epsilon still has that 5-2 lead.
Yeah, they do. And again, I'm flashback to the Josh push, the Jerd push. It's unlike the players, unlike the team. Things are just going wrong right now, and I do think Map 1 may have played an influence in that. Jerd, he's pulling out a sniper. I think he's frustrated more than anything about that. You know, he poked out last time and got picked off that box, and he's probably saying to his team, why are they still sat there on attack? Why are they not moving? That's their game plan, and Splyce and Josh, sorry, and Jerd in particular, he's going to try and counter that.
Jerd praying for a pick, and maybe he'll be able to get one on Reedy if Reedy overcommits in the next couple seconds, because that's pretty much Jerd's only hope. The rest of Epsilon in the bottom bunker, but I think both teams essentially just waiting for the other to make a mistake.
They know he's got a sniper as well. He went for the pop shot into the smoke, and it didn't come off, so straight away you know that there's a sniper on the battlefield. Shaky shots there. I think Josh was tagging both of them up, and now it's a 3v4 with a sniper. This is where if you're Epsilon, you just rush in A, all of you, and you just overpower them. You just take it to them. Jerd finds 1. Madcat will find another. 2v4 goes to a 2v2. However, still sniper in hand. Not what you want. Oof. Reedy gets away with his life there, but now an STG has been purchased from the free store of the ground. 1 player on the flank. Reedy's going to find Jerd. 1v2. 25 seconds. Madcat has it all to play for.
Doesn't have time on his side. He's got players pinching him in. He's just going to get shot in the back. And just like that, you start out 0-5 on Falcon. You're like, no, no, no. No one beats us 6 times in a row. But it happens. They lose 6 in a row and now find themselves down 2-0 in this series to Epsilon. And I would say that a surprise of everyone, but really, again, we talked about it before. It's not that surprising. It really isn't.
I am surprised at the hardpoint loss. Am I surprised at the search and destroy? Yes. The way that Splyce have been playing hardpoints, they've been, beaten and taken the North American teams, some of the best in the world, and have been taking hardpoints away from them. So I am surprised at that. However, that search and destroy, again, it means Splyce are 0-6. It means...
On that map.
On that map alone, it means they're 1-9.
Yeah.
I think in search and destroy in general, which I think is pretty much the same as Epsilon at this point. I think that's Epsilon's first S&D win. I think it's their first hardpoint win. They've won CTF already in the Pro League here at Stage 2. Can they go out with a 3-0 sweep?
I don't know. I don't know if it's going to happen, but on the bright side, we will be able to find out. We got the CTF potentially to decide if it is going to be Epsilon's first win that we have over the European foe of Splyce. We'll find out after this break.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Splyce Epsilon is on the go, and believe it or not, Epsilon, they've won the hardpoint, they've won the search and destroy, and they're going up against Splyce in a game mode which they've already won before against their fellow Europeans. That time, of course, Red Reserve. Can they go for the 3-0 sweep? We've already talked about it. Are Splyce just so deflated, so flat coming into Thursday that they're going to get wiped out by Epsilon? Chance, you cast a lot of Epsilon already in stage 2, and you've seen the same result over and over again. This is different. What's different with this Epsilon squad right now?
They're playing a team that's dumber than they are, I guess is like the best way to phrase it. Because genuinely speaking, Momo, what's worse from the hands of Splyce? Is it to have complete control of both bomb sites on a defensive round and search and destroy, and repeatedly having one player just walk out into their opponent and dying? Is it worse that you start out 0-5 on a map and you're like, no, run it back a 6th time. This time I'm going to be different and still losing, or just to lose to Epsilon and hardpoint for the first time in months? I just think Splyce, clearly Splyce has proven that they're a little bit better of a team so far. At least we'd like to think that, but they've just been dumb this series. Genuinely.
The flag's gonna go. Oh my goodness. Can it get any worse for Splyce? I think the question's no, and to answer your question, I don't know. To run a game mode, a map where you're 0-5 and lose the 6th time, to push out on the defense when you've got full control, to lose a flag on Forest in 40 seconds, to lose to a team in hardpoint who hasn't won it in a month. Do you want me to continue?
I was gonna say, I gave you 3 options, your A, B, C, and D, or A, B, and C. To complete the pop quiz, we have D, which is, or is it worse to give up the flag in 30 seconds on Forest?
Or now do we actually start to, I mean, as much as we are discrediting Splyce, I want to give the credit, or some credit at least, to Epsilon. We've seen a different Dave on that first hard point. We've seen the kind of strategical plays on Search and Destroy where they read for the first 3 rounds of, overpowering Splyce in A. CTF, we're obviously just getting into, but straight away, they're winning their gunfights. I want to give the credit to Epsilon. They're playing well. And rightfully so, they're 2-0 in the lead.
The credit I will 100% give you for that Forest hard point. Epsilon did play very, very well. Not just Dave dropping numbers, but collectively as a team, they did a very nice job. The S&D, though, I put all that on Splyce. You can't be 0-5 and play it again and get beat as badly as you have. And to just have so many stupid challenges. That to me is on Splyce's hands, but now it comes down to the CTF. Epsilon has the lead, Splyce is pushing forward, but Hockey has been shredding through them all game. That's the 3rd 2-piece that man has gotten. He's 7-2. And now Dave's pushing forward to try and spawn trap, and well, Jared, to his credit, is able to take him down. So map control in the hands of Epsilon, but no potential flags coming out yet.
No. And I tell you what, these players, I think they're flying back tomorrow. It's going to be a long 9-hour flight for the boys of Splyce if they go down in a 3-0 sweep for Epsilon. For Epsilon boys, it might be a little better after picking up a victory if it continues at this rate, but we're going to see Dave take down Jared from behind here, and as well. We've got to point out Epsilon maybe on the more favorable side.
See if they can make any magic happen. It's also worth pointing out, this is the last LAN series these guys are going to play before Anaheim, before the next $200,000 event. This is it right here. So again, on the hands of Epsilon, could be a massive confidence boost if they get that 3-0, especially getting the wins across all game modes. And again, they look good while doing it. And then for Splyce, how much more deflated do you really want to be than finishing 7th in your division at the moment? Only we're halfway through, but losing to the team and giving up their first win. Of course, though, a lot of Call of Duty left to be played. We still got at least 7 minutes left in this game, and Epsilon is going to be on the attack once again. Splyce is just turtled up in their base, man. That's the benefit of being turtled up on bridge. You're allowed to be able to do it because you just keep spawning back there, but at the same time, if you're on that good side, you want to be able to go get some flags, and they have just been trapped.
And you've seen Epsilon play with kind of a little bit more flair. Like their movement's a little bit more fluid. They seem a bit more together as a team. And I can hear them as much as hopefully you guys can at home. But these guys are very hyped up, very amped up now for this series. They want to close it out in 3 because, and I will say, let's say Splyce theoretically get back into this now and they say win the CTF. I wouldn't be surprised to see a reverse sweep whatsoever. You don't want to give a team like Splyce that taste of success. So for Epsilon, they want to close this out. A flag has been pulled out, and that is in the hands of Jerd, though. Jerd managing to get away. Can he get around the corner? He's trying to get over the wall. He's going to get over, but not going to be enough, and we're going to see that flag return by Dave.
Dave goes huge as well. Just to turn on that player that was over on the fire tank. Granted, his teammate makes the call out. He sees the red dot on the mini-map, but impressive skill nonetheless. Flies out, stops Jerd, and I guess it's a situation where Jerd probably just needs to turn and take the gunfight, but again, he was only a half second away from being gone, but Epsilon making the nice defensive stand. Epsilon probably knows that the reverse sweep is absolutely still on the table. They don't want that to happen, and Dave, he's trying to work to get some streaks. To his credit, just needs one more kill. He got 32 seconds. Splyce, though, again, they've turtled once. They will turtle again. And about the most important kill on the map, especially on Forge, with how huge those streaks are, is just to shut down Dave.
And look at this, the setup. We've been sat here for maybe 15, 20 seconds now. No one's pushing out. Splyce don't want to feed. And Epsilon, they don't want to lose their streak. So we're probably going to go in to the half with absolutely no more action here. But Dave has got very up close and personal. And look at that, he's baited out. That is actually beautifully played as long as he trades it out, but he doesn't. I like what the thought process was there onto Dave, but doesn't manage it, but he doesn't die. That's the important thing.
Yeah, a little bit of a choke, but obviously the opportunity is still there for him to get streaks, and at the very least, you go into the half up 1-0. Now you go onto the side where you can afford to set up in your base. Things are looking good for Epsilon. They don't want to overcommit to anything, and this is very particular, but I kind of want to see Dave snipe on this side of CTF, which sounds incredibly dumb to say, but Clayster has done this a few times where he pulls out the sniper on 4 CTF just to get the first pick, and that's all that Dave needs in this situation. Would I recommend it? No, but I think it would have been cool to see.
Would have been fun, right?
Yeah, it would have been interesting. I would have roasted, of course, if he doesn't get that kill, so I suppose he's doing the smart thing, but doesn't get the kill anyway. Josh gets one of the most important kills you will see on this map. Hockey tries to be sneaky. He gets caught out, and thank God for Vortex. He's able to stop Jerd from getting a little bit frisky towards that flag.
Yeah, and those are the plays, just that one kill from Vortex, which is going to get all your teammates back up and on the map and set that defense once up again. Again, we talk about waves of kills, and Splyce made that first one, but they couldn't make the second. They couldn't break on through, and Vortex is still aiming, pre-aiming that same site. Will finally go down. Third attempt will be Madcap, but we're going to see Madcap fall again to the hands of Hawkey. Will find himself a nice double. And again, Epsilon, they're in control. 15 and 6 for Hawkey. I know Dave had a really good map 1, but I will say they've been continually very good. Or continuously, should I say. However, let's have a look at and listen to Epsilon's communications during this as they try and finalize this series 3-0. Let's jump on board for an Astro Gaming listening with Epsilon.
Nice.
There might be another one, Jordan. There might be another one.
Jordan Micah.
There's another one, you, Jordan. I think there's another one. Oh, he's in the F5. Wait. Is he pushing?
No.
I'm gonna away then, Pick up P2 when you spawn.
Right.
I'm sneaking.
I'd cap was at bunker.
Yeah, I've got the cabin.
There was a guy in P2, remember that?
They're all pushed up. I just need you to get kills. Just hold. I'm on that flag.
Yeah, I'll left. One's P4, one's P4.
One's P4, yeah.
Need him, man.
I killed one P4.
Someone on the left,
Try and get cabin control, I'll pull it.
I'm at cabin.
Come in.
They could be tank Alice, see?
sec, I'm
Smoking
gonna get another angle on him, Jordan. He's close. He's really one shot on that like barrel.
I've given up carbon alley.
There's one more on off flag.
Go on.
Nice.
Off flag, absolute.
Weaker, even weaker.
Alright, it's fine.
Hit on it. You want behind you, behind you.
I got the flag. Sorry, mate.
Fuck's sake, he must have had me for the nade.
Get the flag, go flag. I'll go ice. Ice, go mate. Nice.
Alright, one's on the left, you got to go big on the D.
I've got your ice push.
Naded from the left, yeah.
Ice one shot, he's pushing. On the bridge,
He's on flag.
On the bridge. They got it.
They got it. I'll try to kill cabin.
It's only two left.
Flag is out, however, it's not home and dry. Jerd looking for a kill. He's going to spot Reedy, but that's a difficult shot to make. And now he's going to find one going through the middle as well. Jerd turns, will find that one, but there's one player on there. Flag, it's Reedy. Jerd's going to go down. The grenade's going to connect with Reedy, but that flag's not home yet. It should be. They need to hurry up, though. Hawkey on the flank will go down. It looks like a slow, controlled flag, but Splyce, after 8 minutes of the CTF, they're going to tie up the series. There's full streaks on the board. Is this where they punish Epsilon?
Absolutely. You get streaks on force, you're going to be good to go. At the very least, Epsilon has to switch to Mountain, and then they're going to get stunned. They're going to get naded. It's going to be brutal, but Splyce, yeah, I was going to say, you might as well just use them. You've got nothing to lose. You got 3 to work with, and you only need 1 flag. Fighter pilot comes in. He's going to find 1, going to find 2. You see, Reedy and Vortex do have Mountain, but now they're by themselves, and they got to win the gunfights in the 2v4. Vortex, this is his opportunity. You got to shine. You got to go massive. He's going to stop Jerd. Goes for the pre-fire for the second. Josh is going to turn around, but buys his team enough time. They spawn up. That's a fighter pilot. Gone. They get nothing out of it. They might have needed to invest more, but they didn't. Now Bance is hanging out mid-map, 1:20 to work with. Still anyone's game.
Yeah, I think if Bance was maybe a little further up, he could have helped and assisted, but he can't. 60 seconds left. They still have streaks, that being a glide bomb and a barrage as well, but Dave, 1 down. That's going to be shot in the back. Reedy on the pressure here. Next kill is vital. If Epsilon make it, they can get a flag out potentially as Dave's sneaking around the back. Glide bomb's going to come in. Dave's going to take one for the team here. Can Hawkey get that flag and get away? Yes, he can.
Well, the glide bomb gets used. Now only the artillery is left, and it gets called in. But now the question is, can he get through the artillery? No, he can't. It's actually going to stop him. Epsilon probably not going to be able to go to get that flag, but they need to play for the kills. Vortex probably just going to try to sneak through. I don't know why. He's just going to die to it. Not the best idea. Those are a lot of explosions going on. I know you can sneak through artillery, and obviously we have the benefit of seeing where it's positioned.
Yeah.
But he was close enough to the middle of the circle that there was zero hope of him getting that. So he didn't know, but it is funny nonetheless.
It was just that YOLO moment, like, you know what? If I get it, we could win the series. However, the flag's going to go out. Splyce are going to run home with it. But Hawkey is out. He's the only one there. He's been tagged up. That of Mad Cat. There's 3 players hunting him down. Hawkey needs to go absolutely massive. 7 seconds. He stuns. Josh takes him down. The flag with 3 seconds is going to go in, and Splyce, they live to fight another day here on CTF. Chance has got his head in his hands. He doesn't know what's going on. And that's a sigh of relief for Splyce. Oh my god.
Do you know what the issue is of the YOLO moment in CTF? Die for 7.5 seconds. Like you're dead for so long, and you're just.
They were so close.
Oh, man.
So close to a series, and it just goes out the window.
And I will say, when we were on the listening, they had an opportunity just to get more flags. Like Vortex goes from the sneak, but like you could even hear in the call, it's like, I don't have your cabin cut. You're worried about getting stopped. Like they were playing the situation for trying to score a flag correctly, but that wasn't the situation. The situation for them is they need to stop Splyce from pulling a flag. They were talking about cabin cut and worried about leaving mid-map open, where there are 3 players from Splyce that have pushed past Dome that are 15 away from getting their own flag, and they got players that are not even watching it. They got players like wrapping around under bridge. They had 2 guys waiting for the Splyce members to come when they needed at least 3, and they just needed the flag to sprint back. Like, they played a situation correctly, but it was the wrong situation for them. That's on top of just YOLO swagging it, trying to go through an artillery. Like, again, when the other team has streaks and the artillery was the last one that they had, you just need to stay alive and keep control. That's what we said at the half. You need to stay on bridge. You can turtle up on bridge, just don't overcommit. And yes, running through an artillery is definitely an overcommitment.
He just went for it. He just went, you know what, guys, I'm going for it.
Yeah.
It doesn't pay off for Epsilon.
Well, no, Momo, 100% a reverse sweep.
You think this is...
No doubt in my mind.
Yeah.
They're 1-8 or 1-9.
What is it, St. Marie next? Hardpoint?
Yeah, and then Texas. Texas is the last one. Everyone bans Texas against Splyce, except for Epsilon. So yeah, no.
I tell you what, I'm having a lot of fun casting this series. I mean, Epsilon, I understand, you know, they're 2 up, their flags out. But I do think, again, that's where you got to keep composed. That's where you can't have these YOLO moments. This is where you've got to maybe sit at cabin wall and try and get that player off. St. Marie Demont hardpoint coming up. I have a feeling, like you just said, that Splyce are going to come out and they could just like 100-point club Epsilon here. For Epsilon's sake, I want a close game. I want to see that Dave dropping 40s again. Hawkey has been playing incredible, bar that YOLO moment in the CTF. But if it goes to Texas, I know the Search and Destroy is 1-9 for Splyce. I think on the flip side of thing, Epsilon has only won the one S&D, and that was that one.
Yeah.
So they're equally as bad at each other at Search and Destroy, but Texas does lean towards Splyce.
And something I will say is that is an incredibly unfortunate game for Epsilon as well. I think they had 2 plays that they handled pretty poorly, but not even like, okay, they were kind of terrible, but the rest of the game, they were fine. I think there's just a lot of small moments where like things just could have gone much better. Like Dave, again, like 1 kill off streaks. You have the, when your teammate baits for you back ice, like he gets that kill, you get a glide bomb.
Yeah.
Maybe even rally that into more, but even just a glide bomb is enough to stop one of those 2 flags coming in from Splyce. Like, so many details Epsilon could look back at and be like, damn, like, we were so close to that 3-0, but you didn't get the 3-0. You got to get that 3-1. Epsilon off to a relatively nice start. They're going to get 3 down. Jared's the last one alive. He's going to be on the top stairs in Restaurant. He's got 3 players trying to hunt him down, and Reedy eventually able to clean that one up. So it's Restaurant Hill. We expect a little bit of chaos, a little bit of fun.
Yeah, a little bit of madness here, but Epsilon, I want to see that calm, composed play train. I don't want to see them just kind of throw this all away now, because they have been playing fantastically through the series, and you got to give them that credit as well. Dave, Vortex, Reedy, all rocking those PPSHs. I think Hawkey may as well be rocking one too, but we'll wait to find out. But overall, good start here. You're looking at those rotations with 13 seconds left. Dave and Hawkey, they're already there, and he's going to get the spawns too.
Dave helping his teammates out. Vortex is just going to get traded in Hill, but either way, a pretty solid start from both teams, you could say. But Epsilon, obviously, they have the favorite spawn for the moment, except for Vortex, who I think might have pressed that square button a little too soon, because he spawns on the wrong side of the map because the hill doesn't pop. Now Reedy's in the hill by himself. He's got 2 players coming from the backside. He's got to win the gunfights, and just like that, and again, you talk about little things. I'm pretty sure if Vortex just waited, he would have spawned up with his team, and I think he just respawned a little bit too quickly.
Maybe just a bit too anxious to get back in. Splyce, they're in, and they've got this hard point now. They're going to take the lead, a small lead that is. Vortex is the one in this little white shed. He's going to fall to Bance as Reedy does take down Josh, but the points are going in Splyce's favor here with 25 seconds. You're looking at Jared maybe to try and capitalize and get some of these streaks here.
Glide bomb on board, looking for more. He's got a player pre-firing Barnes, so he knows he's there, and Jared's just going to fall, runs right into it. Hawkey was waiting. The trade comes in, but might not be enough. Josh, though, on the rotation is by himself. His job here is to stay alive. If he gets kills, that's great, but he just has to keep Epsilon away. He's got another gunfight in front of him. Dave's going for the trade, and it looks like he had Vortex to help him out. Jared, though, did earn some streaks using the glide bomb off the break, and manages to get a kill as well. I thought he was going to go for the player that was dead for a second. It pans out, but now they got to get inside. Mad Cat leading the charge with the STG.
Jared went for 3 different players with that glide bomb. He eventually found one. And now Jared fighting from the back. Splyce looking to break on in. That's a clean 3 down. Epsilon spawn out. Splyce, they're out for blood. They do not want to get the series loss here. And that's a clean break. However, Dave answers back with a double as well. A lot of smoke's going down. They're flooding through the front, and Jared's going to try and take a couple down with him. Tags 1. Tags another. Mad Cat cleans up with the grenade. Hawkey answers back with the double. And again, this is nice from Epsilon too.
Trying to bounce back. Mad Cat inside. Reedy's last one. It all comes down to this 1v1. These are the gunfights that are huge, because that 1v1 not only buys 12 seconds for Epsilon, but that's 12 that Splyce isn't getting. So again, one gunfight for a 24-point swing. Who comes out on top? It's Reedy. The man is 9-8, doing everything he can for the moment for his team. Splyce, though, they don't quite have the perfect setup on parking lot, but they're not too far from it. Epsilon, though, working on the pinch.
I actually really like what Jared was doing again. He went right to the back of the map. He was hunting players down. Jerd's had an exceptional start to this map with 48 seconds on the hill. He's got 12 kills to his name. And we're going to see if Splyce can hold it. It doesn't look great, though, as 2 players go down. Jerd again answers back, not with 1, but with 2, stays alive. Jerd, he's on fire right now at 14 and 6. Madcat as well, making big impact plays. Can Jerd continue?
Quite possibly can. He's got 2 in front of him, has the awareness to go for the second. We've seen Jerd do this quite a few times just in this game, where he ignores a guy that's like right in front of him because he trusts his teammates to get the kill to focus on the next thing. We saw the same thing on the 3rd hill as well, where the player was laying down in the hill, but he goes for the next.
Ooh.
The awareness is insane. He's already earned a glide bomb this game. He's working on his second, potentially going to get more, and he's in the king spot to do it from. He's got 1 player that's coming up top for the flank. Jerd might get shot in the back. It depends on the timing. 6 going to come, and it's just unfortunate more than anything else. He had the opportunity, didn't have the read, but Splyce has the hill time. They're up by 75.
Jerd and Madcat really turned up in the last 60 seconds here. See, Madcat is going to try and take down Hawkey. Try and succeed. We're going to see Epsilon. They're going to start to trail now in this hardpoint. 135 plays 50, but a clean 3 down will leave only Bance for Splyce now amongst the hardpoint, and it looks like Reedy knows his location.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Reedy just heard him, waited for him, laid down. Nice kill for that. But at the same time, Splyce, they have 1 more opportunity to break, and at the very least, they're going to want to try and contest. But they got to get past Reedy. He has a PPSH in hand. He's got a bar in the back pocket. Sitting on those stairs, those are easy kills when players funnel in through square. Splyce, though, still a pretty solid lead they have so far. They have control of the next hill, but this is honestly a pretty solid spot for Epsilon.
Bance challenging with 14 seconds there. Again, a bit questionable, but it could work out in his favor. If the players go down for Epsilon, he can come in, clean up from the back, and he's actually going to be saved. Well, he's not going to be saved. He's going to die again, but he's going to spawn up with his team this time, thanks to Jerd and Josh with the triple combined. Splyce continuing to rack up the points here. Still 50-point lead. Is Josh going to hit the flank here? No, he's not. Dave, he's going to find 1. Josh does answer back. Finds the first, finds the second. Big play from Josh, looking for number 3. He spots him. He gets him. Josh turning up just when he needs to there. 15 and 14 now. 4 kill streak. Sorry, not 14. But again, this lead is getting bigger here, Chance. 70 points now and climbing.
Epsilon trying to get that resurgence. They all spawned up at ammo, and they're able to come forward. Josh picked up 1 3-piece, and he's not going to be able to get another. Vortex trades him out, and again, that's just priority for spawns, essentially. But you get the good spawns, you got to get the rotation, too. Epsilon, they're pretty far away, but they got about 5-6 seconds to work with on the break. But it's going to be chaotic. You see 1 player coming in the back. Vance is kind of riling up the pack to flank Epsilon, but obviously the player coming from the hill is going to flank as well, and Splyce, well, Madcat and Jerd each pick up 1. Early control once again for Splyce.
Yeah, this is a good position as well for Josh right at the back. He's going to get taken down by the bar of Hawkey. Jerd up close personal, and he doesn't lose those gunfights. 3 down, and that's from Madcat, Vance, and Jerd. And again, I kind of talked about if Splyce could come out and just destroy Epsilon with like a 100-point club. That doesn't happen, however. This is convincing. A nearly a 90-point lead now. There's still 35 seconds on this hard point. And it looks like it's only going one way. Reedy doing all he can here at the front. 18 and 17. Let's talk about Vortex, though, for a second. Chance. He's -10.
-10, and you can't afford that to happen in hardpoint. Generally speaking, if you outslay your opponent, you just win the game. Once again, we do see Reedy in this hill in a situation where the 1v1 gunfight comes down. It's going to be a huge one for a lot of time. This time, though, it is Josh that comes out on top, and Epsilon at this point, they're going to need every single second that they can get. They got to have the perfect hold on parking lot. They're going to have to do it again on restaurant, and probably going to have to do it a 3rd time in a row. So perfect play is what is needed from Epsilon here. 1 solid break is all it's going to take from Splyce. Hawkey, though, on the defensive end, able to pick up 2. Dave finds the 3rd. So not a terrible start. Vance should get traded as well, and that's 1 successful hold. Now they need 7 more.
They do need a few. There's no streaks in the hands of Splyce. That's the one thing that Epsilon have got going for them right now. I'd like to see some coordinated grenades from Splyce, because they, throw 3 towards that hard point there. They're going to connect. They're going to damage. Bance with the double headshot. Josh does find 1, and now the hill is contested. That bar, so lethal up close as well. Splyce edging their way towards the lookout post here. 20 seconds left, and there we have it. Nice break.
Splyce is going to get oh so close to being able to win this game. They're going to finish up about, 10 points away from a victory and on Restaurant Hill. How often do you see full 60s come in? 1 out of every 10, if that. Incredibly difficult to do, but This is it. This is what men are made of. Backs against the wall. Can you get the hold? But Splyce, they're just coming from everywhere. They're top red. They're bottom red. They're coming in the back, and they got streaks. Bance, he lost one hard point to Epsilon. He is not intent on losing two. Rains in the glide bomb. Players have to flood. There's no time, and Splyce is going to get that comfortable. The easy victory, 251-43. They wanted to do it on the first map. It's not good enough, but the reverse sweep might just be here, Momo.
Yeah, Chance, you said no doubt in your mind that the reverse sweep was coming in as soon as you saw that Texas as well for Game 5. We said probably about 4 minutes into the CTF. Epsilon, you need to close it out in 3. You don't want to give Splyce that taste of success. They do. And now Splyce have had that taste. They're hungry. They win 2 maps, and we're going to be going to a Game 5. It's, of course, going to be Search and Destroy. It is going to be Texas, as Chance highlighted as well. But overall, I want to talk about just that map. Splyce, they look like they're the good hardpoint team that they are, and Epsilon, they looked 2-3 steps behind.
I mean, so Splyce kind of bullied him out. You got Vortex going double negative. You outslay your opponent, you kind of win. I will say Epsilon did try a couple of mildly creative things, like just to break that third hill, smoke off the tank, so you don't have to worry about getting shot from mid-map, so you can flood in the front. The problem that they found in that game is Madcat's just sitting watching the front with an STG, so they got bullied out quite a bit, but that was, again, more of the expectation.
And I think as well, yes, Vortex had a poor map. I want to touch on Reedy a couple of times. Some very important 1v1s he wins. Really good, obviously, plays from him individually, but it was not enough. Epsilon, they go 2-0 up against Splyce here. Splyce battle back through CTF, through hardpoint. We're going to be going to Search and Destroy after this quick break. It's going to be USS Texas, ladies and gentlemen. We'll see you then. 5 about to commence between two European teams in Splyce and Epsilon. Myself, Momo, joined by the wonderful Chance for this USS Texas about to go down. Chance, though, for the ladies, the gentlemen, all the way back home in Europe. Summarize this series for me so far.
Yeah, map 1 was good. I really enjoyed map 1. Epsilon did a lot of impressive things, and I think they just outplayed their opponent. It wasn't even just they outshot them, they outplayed them, and you love to see that. And then after that, teams have been outplaying themselves. Either way, though, we do find ourselves on Texas. Most teams ban it against Splyce. Epsilon, though, I think this is actually the map that they chose to play, and for potentially decent reason, right? Like, Reedy has been on point with the sniper, so maybe want to have that out. He got a sub out right now, though. He's got Mountain off the rip, Vortex, though, first blood. But Epsilon wants this map. This is what they were looking forward to, this game 5 here against Splyce.
Okay, well, we did see one sniper there, and Josh is trying to tie things up here with a kill. It'd be beautiful for him. Finds one. May get traded out, but no. This time, the challenge doesn't come down. We see a smoke dropped at B, 3v3 with 45 seconds. Jerd, the reactions, beautifully done there. And Mad Cat's going to put another down. Reedy last alive with the bomb.
How many times in this series have we seen in Search and Destroy a team get first blood and then someone like that person's teammate, someone on the same team, just wide peek something for no reason, gets annihilated, and then lose the round?
About 12?
Yeah, like we're up there. We haven't even had 12 rounds, but that's definitely what it seemed like. A lot of wide peeks coming out. Again, Jerd is the jiggle peek king, and there's a reason for it. You want to check something, be like, hey, is a player going to kill me? Yes, he's there. Okay, let me not die. And players, I don't know, they're just cool with dying. Either way, though, first blood goes to Epsilon, but the round goes the way of Splyce. And again, Jerd with the sniper, part of the reason why teams like to ban this map against them. He's on point, and he finds a kill that round as well.
Okay, well, one round to the good here. At least they've started strong. Josh is laying down the law, it seems like, to his team, but they pick up the first round. They didn't pick up the first blood. Big plays from Josh, of course, to pick up 2 during that one, as he found the final kill, I believe. And he's going to be running with the bomb here, so maybe looking for a quick plant, potentially. We're on board with Hawkey for the defense. Jerd again sniping. Ooh, Dave. That bullet tickled your feet there. Oh, we're seeing grenades, we're seeing stuns. Band's still alive, though.
Such a tough spot to work with, trying to go up on those stairs. Nearly impossible. You basically just have to pray that you can kill the man with nades. If not, you got to find a new way around. Either way, you see the A bomb site almost completely given up off the rip. Epsilon, though, they have wrapped back to it now. Potentially still have some nades at their disposal, but it looks like Splyce doesn't even care of going towards that site. They got Jerd, who's been staring over the B. He's had control of it, means the bomb should be able to go down. Hawkey's going to peek, but again, if he wide peeks, Jerd just kills him.
Yeah, and I think Bance is lower. Yeah, he's down lower, so they couldn't take him down from the mid. So a lovely setup here for Splyce. Bance going to find another. He's going to go down, but a rewarded round there, so we're going to get 2 for the price of 1. As Josh now started to rotate, he's actually round A, ironically enough, because Jerd's got the whole bomb covered, right?
Jerd has the entire street covered, more than just the bomb. He's got a lot of control, but pretty solid round. You see Epsilon, actually. We talked about, or I mentioned at least, the 2 players that were wrapping back to go watch A.
Yeah.
When that wrap back was happening, Splyce is like, we will take control of the bottom of the ship. And then, as you pointed out, Jerd's got the entire street covered. Bance has the bottom of the ship covered. It's a free plant. Yes, you have to win the gunfights after, and Bance is able to find 2. So, pretty solid round right there coming out of Splyce.
Okay, well, Splyce, they have 1 goal here, and it is just to win. Even map percentage, it kind of sucks that you've lost 2 to Epsilon. You know, that's not going to go down well, but it's so important to pick up the victory here, as every other team has. 60 seconds coming up. And hi, my name is Jerd. I have a sniper, and you are dead. Dave, he's going to be punished for his 3rd death in a row. Jerd doing what he does best. Reedy's going to try and counter it with the sniper himself, but I think we're getting reminded why people ban Texas against Splyce here. So let's just have a flick through, see exactly what Epsilon are doing. It looks like they're edging towards that A site. Reedy does have that sniper, so remember. One little peek. Oh, there it is. Mad Cat, he knows. Doesn't really want to even give him that, and I like that play from Mad Cat. He's just biding his time.
Well, bomb potentially going to go down. Reedy actually just going to look over top. Still playing for a pick because the bomb's going to be top window, but You're asking for a prayer, and yes, Reedy's been good with the sniper, but he's going to get virtually triple challenged in that spot. Then he gets dropped. You got 20 seconds left. Epsilon, they're trying to get the first round on board, but it's not going to be this one. Bance from the top window, actually, able to look down some stairs, find a kill. Vortex on the 100, spots him out. Should be an easy cleanup kill for him, and it looks like Mad Cat's going to take the glory. 3 rounds in a row for Splyce. They got first blooded in round number 1, and they still won the round with relative ease. I mean, they must be outslaying Epsilon. Like,
I think it's 12-2.
Yeah, it's absurd, actually.
Yeah, I was trying to tally that up as the round was ended. However, Splyce, we've seen them 3-0 up before in Search and Destroy, so let's not get ahead of ourselves. They've been the masters of throwing Search and Destroys away, if I'm being completely honest. But 4, 6, yeah, so it's 12-3. Completely outslayed, dominated here on the Search and Destroy is Splyce. Are they going to make it 4, though? This looks fast. It looks aggressive. Smokes, stuns, grenades, everything. And the kitchen sink going forward. Reedy can't even find the first. Jerd, time and time again. It's that one shot on melee. It's the Punisher. Oh, nice. Wallbang. We're going to see now a 1v4. Or 1v3 as he's already taken Jerd down. Sniper in hand. Wow, okay. That gives you a little bit of breathing room. I want Josh to lie down and not do anything. I want the same from Mad Cat. You just sit and wait, right?
15 kills, excuse me, to 5. This round's going to end. Dave just hit a couple nice shots. Literally doesn't make any sort of difference. I will say, outside of Splyce just completely manhandling Epsilon on the map that everyone bans against Splyce, ignoring that entire sort of thing, Jerd is the best beatdown player in the game, and it is not remotely close. He gets more beatdowns than anybody. I would be willing to bet, I don't know if JP can figure this out or if anyone can, that Jerd has more beatdown kills throughout this entire year than everyone else in the Pro League combined.
I wouldn't even question that, because the amount of times that you see him play, and it's that reaction again, it's as soon as you get that one bullet, it's bullet beat. And it's a very tough skill to master. So he's sniping, but he seems like he's got that down as well.
Oh yeah, the incredibly difficult shots of pre-aiming exactly where your opponent goes to. Bans has a sniper as well. This is what it's come to for Splyce. They're like, we'll just pull out as many snipers as we want. I'm surprised Mad Cat doesn't have one as well. Oh, well, Josh has full streak, so he probably doesn't need to snipe because he just needs to sit literally wherever he wants to call in everything, and he's just going to win gunfights with relative ease. And we said it after the CTF, as soon as, I don't want to say necessarily Splyce won more so than Epsilon kind of threw it away, but we'll give credit to Splyce. After they won that, we said there is 100% sure it's going to be the reverse sweep, and Splyce is running away with his game number 5.
38 seconds. Epsilon went 5-0 up on Valk. Splyce are going to go 5-0 up on Texas. And it's been funny actually hearing from Mad Cat like after games. He's been so frustrated with how they've been throwing games away and losing game 5s. It'll be nice change to actually see him maybe a little bit happier if they clutch up here, but it's Epsilon. You know, you can't be kind of happy with a game 5. They'll be frustrated that they didn't close it out with a 3-0 sweep. They'll want the dominating performance, but we pointed out the kill to death ratio. Right now, it's oh my goodness.
That was a nice shot. I was cracking a joke about like talking about mastering the sniper just because the last kill Jerd just pre-aimed it. That one was pretty solid, and he's going to be looking for more. Either way, I think we're up to 21 kills to 6 in the Splyce versus Epsilon battle, and Splyce is almost certainly, there's 22, just going to shut this down and win as easy as you get. Probably one of the best 6-0s we've seen. I know we've had a couple, but that's about as damning as you're going to see. But neither team will be happy with this. They are still going to be in that 7th and 8th spot. So just misery for everyone.
Lesson learned. Splyce, they suck at Valkyrie Search and Destroy.
Yes, they do.
And they're pretty good at Search and Destroy on Texas. How much can you take away from that? Obviously, you know, what if Splyce play your Envious, your Echo Fox, or Red on Texas? I'm sure it wouldn't be a 6-0, but credit where credit is due. A nice, clean 6-0 there to round out the Search and Destroy, at least. As I was talking about, that 9-hour, 10-hour flight home tomorrow for all 8 players on the main stage. it'll be a little bit better with the reverse sweep for Splyce.
And just to end on a positive note, to just kind of stray away from the absurdity that was that series, Epsilon, like in that forest, looked very, very good on the hard point, right? Like it's not, I don't even want to say it's Splyce having a slow start, which they might have. Epsilon genuinely just outplayed them. For them to get their first hard point win again, the next time we see these teams is going to be Anaheim. If they get any sort of momentum going to the open event, at least you want to place in the top 16. Last time in Seattle, they got top 24, so they look better. They've won as many maps there than they did the entirety of like the stage so far. And then of course for Splyce, they're working on their map mastery. They're getting more practice in, and they're still in contention for those top 4 spots to make the playoffs. So positivity's all around, but we have more great Call of Duty action coming towards you after this break.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Call of Duty World League presented by PlayStation 4. It's the final day, of course, of Week 2 here for Division A games, and we kick things off with a fantastic Game 5, a big European rivalry there, Revan. Epsilon Stage 2, it's worth mentioning, hasn't been good, getting flashbacks a little bit of Stage 1. But we saw glimpses there, Evan, of some better performances from the Epsilon boys.
Yeah, Dave was fried in that map 1, and throughout this series, you get a couple of firsts for Epsilons. This is their first hardpoint win.
Yes.
You get your first search and destroy win.
Yes.
But unfortunately, you couldn't get your first series win, and things obviously turn around that CTF when Jerd gets that last-second cap to give Splyce that map 3 victory, and then Splyce were just unable to do, or sorry, Epsilon were unable to do anything else after that. They get crushed in the following hardpoint, and you saw how that Game 5 played out.
And it's, of course, worth mentioning, I don't think that was Splyce playing bad the first 2 maps specifically. I think that was Epsilon just playing significantly better. So, again, it seems like you almost want to see that Epsilon play every series then, but they don't. It's a weird one.
Yeah, I mean, Epsilon was playing amazing on those first 2 maps, Dave.
Right.
He's the guy that I've been saying for a while. If he's going to play well for this team, they're going to be able to compete in some of these respawns. And he had a phenomenal map 1 on Ardens, and they dominated for the most part throughout the entire map. The score was kind of close towards the end, but they were playing their rotations well, kind of what I saw yesterday where they were dying on rotation. They were holding their setups, and they were doing something that we haven't seen them do yet in Stage 2. And Epsilon was looking good, so they didn't get the win, but I mean, they got to be happy with the improvement that they made overnight.
Yeah, definitely improving, which is, of course, good. But to your point, don't win the series, so ultimately they're still bottom of the leaderboard there. 0-7, their map win percentage, a 16% now. Of course,
it's increased.
Couldn't get much worse, let's be honest. Of course, at the top side, though, that's what we're interested in today. Red Reserve, EG, TK, Team Envious make up the top 4. Of course, the top 4 teams will qualify for Stage 2 playoffs. FaZe, Echo Fox, and Splyce, of course, beneath them, filling up 5th, 6th, and 7th. But, of course, a great way to start the day. Very happy. Game 5. We love our Game 5s here, but moving on, a very good game, and this is one I know you specifically nameless